Hello students, I am VLN Swarupini, Department of Life Sciences from Sri Venkateswara College of Arts and Sciences, which is affiliated to Adikavi Nannaya University, Rajahmundry. Now I would like to discuss about genetic code and characteristics related to genetic code. In the previous class we have seen few genetic code characters and this is the extension class for the previous one, okay. And this genetic code topic is in the 6th paper of 3rd BSc 5th semester students, and paper title is Gene Expression and rDNA Technology. Okay, from this particular paper we are seeing the unit 1, that is genetic code. Okay. So in the previous class we discussed what is the genetic code, its definition, and a few more characters related to this genetic code. So if you see the definition of genetic code, it is a sequence of nitrogen base in mRNA and the information for the synthesis of protein molecule. So this is a sequence of nitrogen bases. Here nitrogen bases means A, U, C and G. So these are the 4 nitrogen bases which are arranged in a sequence manner in mRNA, and this particular sequence, arrangement of the sequence will carry a information which is helpful in the synthesis of a protein. Okay, that is what genetic code is. Okay, and for this each amino acid means these are the amino acids are the basic units of the protein. Okay, different kinds of amino acids, like all the amino acids are arranged in a sequence manner to produce a protein. So each amino acid is coded with a triplet nitrogen bases, that is called as triplet codon, and that one triplet codon will code for one amino acid. Okay, and all the triplet codons which are responsible for the protein expression, these are arranged in a tabular form. Okay, and that particular table we call it as genetic code. Okay, and totally it will have 64 codons. Okay, all the 3 base codons will be in totally in 64 combinations, and that in that 64 codons 61 codons will code for amino acid and remaining 3 are nonsense codons, or we simply call them as stop codons. Okay, and the codon AUG, which codes for methionine, is the initiation codon. Okay, so there is a initiation codon, at the same time termination codons. Okay, so this here the scientists H.G. Corona and M. Nirenberg, these are the 2 scientists who developed this genetic code in the year 1961. Okay, if you see the pattern of the genetic code here, this is how genetic code will be present. Okay, a tabular form will be there. We'll take UCAG on both sides, and we'll take this UCAG in a sequence manner. Okay, and coming to characteristics, triplet codon, presence of triplet codon is the major character of the genetic code. Triplet codon means there will be 3 nitrogen bases combinedly, they give expression for a amino acid, and that particular triplet codon, like if you see here AUG, this is the triplet codon which will code for the amino acid methionine, and this is the initiation codon. If you observe any mRNA, first codon is AUG. Okay, first codon is AUG. Okay, so triplet codons means 3 nitrogen bases, they combinedly express for an amino acid, that is called as triplet codon. Why we call it as triplet codon? Because there are 3 nitrogen bases. To represent the 3 nitrogen bases in that codon, we call it as triplet codon. And the next character is universality. So coming to genetic code, here this genetic code is common in all the living organisms. That's why it is it has universality character. It shows universality character. Why and this genetic code is similar in all the living organisms. For example, if you take bacteria E. coli, it can express rDNA molecule into human protein such as insulin, and these on experiment and conducting different kinds of experiments on these insulin rDNA production of insulin from E. coli, what we understood is genetic code is universal. That means genetic code, the codons which code for different amino acids, this is similar in all the living organisms. So based on this concept only, we are able to produce different kinds of commercially available products like insulin in different organisms. Okay, and the next one is comma-less. Here codons like AUG, UAC, so these codons, while we are writing, we should write directly, and there is no need of mentioning any punctuation marks or commas in between the two triplet codons. Okay, and the next one is non-overlapping. Here non-overlapping means all the codons in genetic code, these are independent sets. Okay, if you see this AUG, UCA, so here AUG is a separate codon and UCA is a separate codon, and here we can't read AUG and next UGU and GUC. In that manner we can't read because this is non-overlapping. Each codon will have its independent expression. Okay, and next one is polarity. So this if you see the polarity, it's nothing but the direction of the genetic code. Okay, whenever this mRNA is present, we should read the codons in the 5' direction to 3' direction. Okay, so this is the polarity nature. Okay, has a polarity nature, and that's why we only read this particular mRNA from one direction and mostly from the 5' end. And the next one is collinearity. The codon in mRNA and the amino acids in polypeptide chain are similar to each other. That means if mRNA contains AUG as the first codon, after the protein synthesis, protein which is polypeptide chain or the protein which is present, so polypeptide chain will be produced first. Later this polypeptide chain will be converted into structural conformation by primary structure, primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary structures, and finally protein structure will be developed. So immediately after expression of the protein of this codons, there will be formation of a polypeptide chain, and in this polypeptide chain, first amino acid will be methionine, as first codon in mRNA is AUG, which will code for amino acid. So here mRNA and the polypeptide chain will show collinearity. Okay, there will be collinearity between these two. Okay, and next one is specificity. So coming to specificity, each codon shows a specificity, and one particular codon will code for one amino acid only. Okay, if you take AUG in wherever you go, like whatever organism you take, whatever species you take, in any organism, this AUG is meant for methionine only. Okay, this AUG will not code for second amino acid. Okay, but few amino acids, they have 2 or 3 codons. Okay, that means codons will be different, but amino acid will be same. Okay, if you see this, yeah, here if you see phenylalanine, UUU will code for only phenylalanine, and but phenylalanine has one more triplet codon for its expression, that is UUC. So in this manner, okay. So here all these triplet codons will show specificity, codon specificity. And the next one is presence of initiation codon. Okay, AUG is the initiation codon, and it is present as initiation codon in all the organisms. Okay, and the next one is presence of termination codons. Here UAA, UGA, UAG, these three are the termination codons which will be helpful in the termination of the polypeptide chain, which is synthesized, newly synthesized. That means whenever mRNA is being translated, so mRNA is being translated, and whenever this any of the codon like UAA or UAG or UGA or UAG appeared in the mRNA sequence, what will happen immediately? Translation process will be stopped and termination of the polypeptide chain will be observed. Okay, so as this particular 3 codons are not being translated, that's why we call them nonsense codons, and also these 3 codons are not able to these are able to stop the translation process, that's why we call them as stop codons. Okay, and termination, these are also leading to termination of the polypeptide chain which is newly synthesized, and that's why we call it as termination codon. So these are the sequence of reactions when translation process appears in the mRNA where this termination codons or nonsense codons appears. What will happen? Immediately that translation process will be stopped and termination of newly synthesized polypeptide chain will be observed. Okay, so this is the next topic, that is deciphering the code or experimental proof for genetic code. So how these codons were identified? So as we have 64 codons in the tabular form of genetic code, all the 64 codons were identified with an experimental proof. Okay, so this deciphering the code is a experimental proof for genetic code. Okay, here deciphering the code means the identification of codon for each amino acid. So by this experimental proof or deciphering the code means, here your scientist H.G. Corona and M. Nirenberg, these 2 scientists, what they did is they did an experiment. They carried an experiment in which they identified each and every codon of the amino acids, and they identified which codon is responsible for the expression of which amino acid. So for this, these two scientists carried a experiment, and deciphering the code means identification of the codon for each amino acid. Okay, and it is also called breaking or cracking the genetic code. Okay, it's nothing but just identifying the genetic code. Okay, and the difference here, the different genetic codes determining the different amino acids. Okay, the different genetic codes means nothing but here codons, triplet codons. So different triplet codons determining the different amino acids. This is identified through this. Okay, and the deciphering of codon was carried out by obviously this Nirenberg and Mattei in the year 1960. Okay, in the year 1960, Nirenberg along with Mattei, these two scientists, they carried this experiment of deciphering the code, and deciphering of genetic code was done by utilizing many devices, of which 3 methods are very important. Okay, so to identify these 64 codons responsible for different amino acids, they utilized different devices and several methods, of which 3 are very important. What are they? Use of homopolymer, use of heteropolymer, use of trinucleotide. Okay, use of homopolymer, use of heteropolymer, and use of trinucleotide. Okay, and here the first method is use of homopolymer. Okay, and the first genetic code was identified by Nirenberg and Mattei in the year 1961. That means here they started the experiment in the year 1960, and they identified the first genetic code in the year 1960, and the first codon identified was UUU. UUU means this triplet codon will code for the amino acid phenylalanine. Okay, this triplet codon triple UUU will code for the amino acid phenylalanine. So this is the first ever identified triplet codon, and it was achieved by Nirenberg and Mattei in the year 1961. Okay. Okay, so for identifying the genetic code, Nirenberg and Mattei used a synthetic mRNA called poly-U. Okay, so here what they did, both the Nirenberg and this Mattei, they used a synthetic mRNA. Synthetic means nothing but artificial, that is man-made mRNA. It is a artificially man-made mRNA, and it is with poly-U. That means only triplet codon that particular mRNA is uracil. Okay, poly-U. And this polynucleotide contains only one type of nucleotide, that is polyuridylic. Okay, and it is called as homopolymer. So as they named this as process as use of homopolymer, which means they used single polymer. Homo means one, no. So they used only one type of polymer, that is uridyl, and hence it is a homopolymer, use of homopolymer. This homopolymer is added to a preparation of cell extract containing ribosomes, enzymes, tRNA, ATP and also this GTP, etc. So here this homopolymer is added to precipitation of cell extract. That means they have taken few cells and they prepared that cell extract and they precipitated that cell extract. Okay, they have taken few cells and they prepared a sample with that cells and finally they prepared a precipitation of the cell extract. Okay, and in that cell extract obviously what will be present? Ribosomes, enzymes, tRNA, ATP, GTP, etc. That means whatever the components which are present in cells, those will be present in the precipitation of the cell extract itself. Okay, and it is found that the newly synthesized protein is a polypeptide The newly synthesized protein is a polypeptide chain formed of only phenylalanine. Okay, so the mRNA contains only uracil. Okay, all the uracil, and here it means if the mRNA contains around 10 to 12 uracil bases, nitrogen bases, then what will happen? How many triplet codons will be present? Take 12 as a 12 uracil as a mRNA. Okay, this mRNA contains 12 nitrogen bases of uracil, and finally how many triplet codons will be produced? Finally, there will be 4 triplet codons in the mRNA, and finally what will happen by translation process? 4 phenylalanines will be produced. 4 phenylalanines will be produced. Okay, so in this manner, in the newly synthesized polypeptide chain, what happened? They observed only phenylalanine. Okay, so as they have used an only uracil, that is U nitrogen base, and all the nitrogen bases of phenylalanine's triplet codon is U. Finally phenylalanine synthesized. Okay, and that's why it proved that the codon triple U determines the amino acid phenylalanine. Okay, and the scientist Nirenberg along with Ocha repeated the same experiment poly A, poly C, and they found that codon poly A or triplet codon A determines the amino acid lysine, and the codon triple C determines the amino acid proline. Okay, here if you see this, poly U mRNA was taken, and finally phenylalanine amino acids were produced in the polypeptide chain of the protein. Okay, so and the next one is use of heteropolymer. Heteropolymer means here more than one nitrogen base is utilized. Okay, so let's see about this heteropolymer method. Okay, in this heteropolymer method, a polynucleotide containing more than one type of nucleotide. Okay, heteropolymer is nothing but a polynucleotide containing more than one type of nucleotide, and here scientist Corona synthesized heteropolymers having noun sequence using two types of nucleotides. So here scientist Corona, what he did, have taken heteropolymers, okay, and this heteropolymer is a noun sequence. That means he have taken this heteropolymers in a selective way, okay, and by using two nucleotides. That means here in the first homopolymer one nitrogen base is only considered. Here two nitrogen bases or two nucleotides will be utilized. And here what he have taken from the four kinds of nucleotides, have taken cytosine and uracil, okay. So he developed a combination of C, that is cytosine and uracil U, okay, adenonucleates, and finally Cu is formed, okay. He combined two dinucleotides and tetranucleotides Cu, okay. So what he did, two nucleotides were taken Cu, and he added two dinucleotides, that is one Cu and the second Cu. He combined both the Cus, okay, and by that what he did, he carried the same experiment similar to the previous one which Nirenberg have done with uracil, cytosine and adenine, okay. So what steps he have taken in the experiment, okay. So finally he added such nucleotides, okay. So he have taken two dinucleotides, that is Cu. So he have taken this two dinucleotides and he have resulted in the synthesis of a polynucleotide Cu, okay. So by using that dinucleotides, he produced a synthetic mRNA with heteropolymer, and we call that particular mRNA as heteropolymer mRNA. If you see the diagram, you can understand here what will happen. By this Cu, what will happen, counted triplet codons will only form the suitable amino acids, and the remaining what will do, two bases will be left, okay. Anyhow two bases will be left, okay. So here CUC will code for leucine, UCU will code for serine, and CUC will code for again leucine, okay. So if you see this, by this heteropolymer mRNA, CUC will code for leucine, UCU will code for serine, and CUC will code for leucine again. So by this heteropolymer experiment, so here we got to know what are the triplet codons of leucine and serine, okay. And this polynucleotide contains alternatingly CUC and UCU codons in the synthetic heteropolymer mRNA, and when this polypeptide is produced from this particular heteropolymer mRNA, then this particular heteropolymer used for the protein synthesis, and a polypeptide chain containing alternating units of amino acids leucine and serine are produced, okay. Leucine and serine amino acids are produced. As the CUC and UCE codons are present in alternative manner, this leucine and serine will also be present in this polypeptide chain in alternative manner, okay. And thus it is proved that the codon CUC code for leucine and UCU code for serine, okay. So finally, till now how many codons we discussed? First one, first ever identified codon is UUU for phenylalanine, and next one is they carried this Nirenberg and Ocha, they carried on poly A, and AAA will code for lysine, and poly C CCC will code for the amino acid proline. Okay, and here two more amino acids, that is CUC for leucine and UCU for serine. So till now we have got 3 plus 2 5 amino acid triplet codon sequences. Okay, so next method is use of trinucleotide. So firstly they have tried with single nucleotide, okay, single nitrogen base, next with 2 nitrogen bases, now they are using 3 nitrogen bases. Okay, so let's see this use of trinucleotides. Here scientists Leder and Nirenberg in the year 1964 they used trinucleotides for breaking the genetic codes. Okay, breaking the genetic codes means nothing but identifying the genetic codes. Don't think breaking the genetic codes means mRNA triplet codons will be broken down, not like that. This is breaking the genetic codes means for the identification. As we tell this, any experiment, if any experiment is any new invention is done, what will tell? Will tell it as a breakthrough experiment. So in that expression the word breaking is used here. Okay, so here Leder and Nirenberg in the year 1964 they used trinucleotides. They have used trinucleotides for the identification of triplet codons, and for this they have used cellulose nitrate filters. Okay, and the technique they used is filter binding technique. Okay, so till now Nirenberg is the major scientist who worked on this particular identification or deciphering of the genetic code. Okay, so many scientists have came in they got associated with Nirenberg. Many scientists like Ocha and also Mathai, they got associated with Nirenberg, and also in this usage of trinucleotides, here Leder is the another scientist who got associated with Nirenberg for the deciphering of the genetic code. Okay, in every experiment they have used different kinds of techniques, different kinds of instruments and different kinds of methods, and coming to this trinucleotide method they have used cellulose nitrate filters, and the technique they called it as filter binding technique. So they have used filter binding technique, and in that technique they have used cellulose nitrate filters. Okay, so what they did is they have taken a mixture of poly U, okay, and the ribosomes are prepared on the cellulose nitrate filter. Okay, so this ribosomes along with this poly U is also a synthetic one. Okay, poly U, synthetic poly U, and ribosomes are prepared on the cellulose nitrate filter, and various tRNAs were also carried. Okay, these were carried several amino acids, and these amino acids which are labeled to tRNA, and these amino acids are radioactively labeled, and the radioactive isotope is C14. Okay, here it is labeled with C14, and this is given to the amino acids, and amino acids are attached to the tRNA, and this tRNA will be given on to the this poly-U and ribosome cellulose nitrate filter. Okay. So this radio-labeled amino acids are passed with the help of tRNA through the cellulose filter, and the phenylalanine tRNAs are attached to the poly-U and are retained on the filter, and the other amino acids tRNAs are passed through the filter. This proves that codon U codes for phenylalanine. Okay, so by using this poly-U, they identified, once again they proved this phenylalanine is produced by this particular amino triplet codon. Okay, so in this method trinucleotides can be used instead of polynucleotides. Okay, so here instead of this poly-U they used trinucleotides, and mixture of ribosomes and trinucleotides are prepared on the filter. Okay, so till now we have discussed the first phase, that is with poly-U, and now with trinucleotides. Okay, and this trinucleotides, by this trinucleotides they have used a mixture of ribosomes, trinucleotides, and they have prepared this preparation on the filter paper, cellulose filter paper, and the trinucleotide prepared is U. Only phenylalanine tRNA binds to the trinucleotide, and this is trapped in the filter, and other amino acids will be passed through this particular filter paper. So by this method they also identified different amino acids. Okay, so this is about deciphering the code. They have used three methods, that is by using homopolymer, and by using heteropolymer, and by using trinucleotides. So by these three different methods they carried with different combinations, and finally they deciphered the genetic code. That means they identified the genetic code and different kinds of triplet codons, responsible for the amino acids. Okay, so this is for the this topic, and please keep the material with you while listening to the class, and if you have any doubt please contact me. Thank you students. Thank you.